Hey, what's going on everyone, it's Chaz, and it's that time again, box review time. Most people hate it when I do this, some people like it, some people just like watching it for the memes. But today I am going to review the brand new box, go over the cards I think are good, go over the cards I think are bad, and all that kind of crazy stuff, so I hope you guys do enjoy. I will not be covering absolutely every single card one by one. I'm just going to go over each one by archetype, or the ones I find interesting and the ones I want to talk about. Like Silent Swordsman level 7. What I think about this card, basically, is level monsters have never been good in the TCG or in Duel Links really, except Horus saw some play once. So I don't think Silent Swordsman is going to be like meta or in the in competitive whatsoever. It might see some play in some meme decks or just having fun, but I can't see Silent Swordsman being good. Next we have the Nobleman Knights. I'm just going to talk about all the Nobleman Knights right now, not just this one. And what I want to say about this archetype is they need playtesting in the game. I can't put my finger on if they're going to be good or if they're going to be terrible. For the simple fact, the reason why I think they might be bad is because obviously the Noble Knights, they rely on quite a lot of equips and spells and traps, noble spells, noble equips and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of weakens the deck in a way, because then you can't run your all your econs and your super rushes and your back row control, and it kind of has to be replaced with like all the equips and stuff. So I don't know how that's going to work out for the deck in ranked and stuff like that. So we'll just have to see how well they'll do. I've already said they might be tier 3, but like I said, they'll need playtesting first. But I know some people have super high hopes for Noble Knights, so be on the lookout for them. They could be great, or they could be terrible. Next we have Grandmaster of the Sixth Sam. I am super happy about this card for the simple fact I absolutely love Six Samurai decks. I've covered them quite a lot on the channel. I absolutely loved it in the TCG. I still own my Six Samurai deck now, and Grandmaster of the Sixth Samurai is a beautiful addition to the archetype in Duel Links. For simple fact, Six Samurais work off having multiple Six Samurai monsters on the field to activate their effects, and this just helps you get an extra Six Samurai on the field to activate the effects of your level 4s, because if you control a face-up, no, you can only control one face-up Grandmaster. If you control a face-up Six Samurai monster, you can special summon this from your hand. That's the good part of the card. The iffy part, which you're not going to be activating too often, is when this card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect. Target one Six Samurai monster in your graveyard and add that target to your hand. Second effect's not too great, you won't see it too often being popped, but the first effect, just to be able to special summon it as soon as you play a Six Samurai, is really good. So be on the lookout for this card. It's going to increase the power of Six Samurais quite a lot. Next we have this card. I've already called this card the YouTube card, for the simple fact it's going to see quite a lot of play in YouTube decks and meme decks and stuff like that. But it could see some play in competitive decks if people use it with rivals and stuff, because the attack of this card becomes twice the original attack of one monster you tributed as a tribute summon for this card. So 0/0, but as soon as you tribute, it could become super powerful depending on what you tribute using it. Obviously, you could combo it with the rivals and make some crazy plays with it, but it's more of a meme card or a YouTube deck. Next, we have the DD card here. Pretty cool to see that we have some more DD support in the game. Then they're holding off adding like the super OP DD cards, which I'm happy about, because I know it's such an annoying archetype to face against, and it's such a strong archetype, and it's cool that they're slowly adding it in, just to see how powerful it'll get by the amount of cards we have, just so they can hold off on the super OP stuff longer. But it's cool. It's a cool card. Because next we have the Monarch. This is already in the game. We know what it does. It's been played quite a lot by quite a lot of people. Next we have the Dark Creator. The Dark Creator is an amazing card. Loads of people have already thought about loads of combos with this card, like 30 card Dark decks with Grass is Greener, mill, pull this guy out, special summon from the graveyard, do loads of crazy combos. It's going to work well in Archfiends, Dark Worlds, and so many different decks. Very, very strong card in the deck. Nobleman of the Crossout is going to see quite a lot of play, not in just Nobleman decks, but in other decks, because it kind of kills off Sylvans. Target one face down monster on the field, destroy that target, and if you do banish it, if it was a flip monster, both players reveal the main decks, and then you banish all cards of the one that you destroyed on the field. Very powerful. I can see people running 3 of these, 3 floodgates and stuff like that, completely destroying your opponent. Very cool card to see. Next we have, this is a very awesome card. Discard 1 card, target one of your banished monsters, equip it to this. If this gets destroyed, destroy the monster that's attached to it. It just allows you to pull out one of your banished monsters really easily onto the field. Awesome card. This is awful. The fact that this is in the game as you are is terrible. We have an SR Fire Fire Formation spell, which does this exact job, but 20 times better. Because you have to set this, and then obviously you have to wait a turn because it's a trap, then you activate it and lock down one of your opponent's back row. With a Fire Fist spell, you just play it from your hand instantly and lock down the card you want. So this is just like a slower version of the card that we already have, which is an SR. So yeah. Next we have this Evil Swarm Vanilla Beta, 1950, pretty cool. Next Silent Magician, no, more Noblemans, Still Swarms. What I want to say about all Still Swarms, because there are so many Still Swarms in this deck, I don't want to go over all of them. They will need playtesting in the game before anyone can actually say if they're going to be good or if they're going to be bad. Because there's so many different Still Swarms. You could go over every single card and then probably think of combos and stuff like that and then make a prediction. But I'd rather have them in-game to play with than give you guys an honest opinion on what I think about them then. But it is awesome to see that they're adding more swarm kind of archetypes to the game, because we've got evil swarms, still swarms, and light swarms. Next we've got this guy. He might see some play in rock decks like magnets. He might see some play in magnets. And this guy is awesome. YouTube Dan uses this all the time in hazy decks, so it's cool to see that we're getting that. Spirit of Flames, I'm not too keen on this card. Can't be normal summoned, must be special summoned from your hand by banishing one fire monster from your graveyard. This gains 300 attack during the battle phase. It's meh. All I can say about this card is it's meh. Next, we have this Fusion 6 Samurai card. A lot of people have been asking me about this card because they know I love 6 Samurais. And all I have to say about this card is it's very underwhelming and not too good. And I kind of wish it wasn't in the box and you replace it with a different 6 Samurai. Because its summoning conditions are terrible. You have to have 3 6 Samurai monsters on the field to pull this guy out. And you can't use poly or anything. You literally have to have 3 on the field. And the fact that which makes it terrible is if you've already got 3 6 Samurais on the field, that means you have a very good board. And obviously 3 different effects on 3 different 6 Samurai monsters. So why would you want to give up all that just for this one monster? It makes no sense. It's just really difficult to pull out as well, because everyone knows it's pretty difficult to get 3 6 Samurais in the field. They've made it easier with some of the 6 Samurai support in this box, but I still wouldn't run it. You could throw it in your extra deck, obviously, just in case you want to make a play with it, but it's not. No deck's going to rely just on that one card alone. Next, we've got Special Hurricane. A lot of people are very hyped about this card because discard one card, destroy all special summon monsters on the field. A lot of the most powerful decks in the game right now just rely on special summoning monsters, so this is just going to completely wipe the board clean and go ham sandwich on your opponents. So very cool card. This card is going to be very strong in Archfiends. Select 2 dark monsters with 0 defense in your graveyard, return them to your hand. We all know that most of the Archfiend have very high attacks but 0 defense, so this is going to be a great addition to the Archfiends. Next, this is going to be a meh card, and then we have a Monarch support. Next, we have the Nobles. Loads of Nobles. Here we go, Still Swarms. I'm not going to go over every single one of the Still Swarms. We'll be here all day. Next, we have some Bujin support. What I'd like to say about the Bujin support is it's awesome they've added more to the game. It just shows Konami have been like looking and listening kind of, because they knew they added Bujin before, obviously, and they knew it was underperforming and not doing too good, so they gave us some more Bujins to play around with to try and boost the deck to a better standard. And I think it might just do it. Bujins were like a pretty fun deck, not like super competitive, but with these additions it might make the deck a little bit better. Next we got Secret Samurais, and One thing I'd like to say about the Secret Samurais is there are so many amazing 6 Samurais in the TCG, and they've literally added all of the outcasts, all the worst ones into the game. There's so many awesome ones, but they've chosen the worst ones right here, which I'm pretty mad at, but at the end of the day, it's 6 Samurai support, so I cannot be too mad. So it's pretty awesome that they've added them. Strike Ninja, not going to see too much play. His effects meh. Hero Kid was OP in TCG, as most people know, but in Duel Links I can't see it being too great. Maybe it's going to see some play in some YouTube decks, we'll have to see. Just going to find some more cards that I think might have potential. Here are all the cards I was on about before with Noble Knights. All the equip spells. But with the equip spells, obviously, it can clog up your deck because you have to be running like most of them, at least. Bujin. Return of 6 Samurai is going to see some play in 6 Samurai decks because it's a pretty cool effect. Target 1 6 Samurai monster in your graveyard, special summon it, destroy it at the end phase. Just gives you that extra boost if you need it. More Noblemans. Still Swarms. More Bujin. Spirit of 6 Samurai is terrible. Unions are usually terrible. These two, Secret 6 Samurais. Pretty bad ones, like I said before. It's awesome to see that they've added these though, because some of them do counter fairies, so it can give a boost to counter fairy decks, I guess. Which is awesome to see, meaning counter fairies are going to be a little bit stronger. We'll have to playtest them with the counter fairies when they do drop. Now we're into the ends, so there's not going to be too many good cards that I want to show off to you guys. Cunning of 6 Samurai, I'm definitely going to be playtesting this because I think it's going to have high potential. Looking through a few more cards. I think these are just all support cards and just box fillers as I call them. Cards that you'll never see in play, they're just in the box. Bujin, Snow Drive. Anything else? I think we've hit the top. So that's going to do it for my review. It's not too long of a video, it's not too short. But let me know what you think down in the comment about each one of the archetypes and all that kind of cool stuff. Let me know if you think I'm wrong about a certain archetype, or if you think a certain archetype's got potential, and what cards you're hyped about in this box. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, it really helps our channel. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!